He must know that I'm in the dog fight with him. I'm next to him side by side. We have a bond that's unbreakable. I'm gonna show you the good, the bad, the beautiful, and the ugly. Transparency is everything. When I learn, you learn. Let some people come in. Let me make sure I got my stuff in there. All right. Okay, I look pretty decent on TV. You know I'm watching it on TV too, right?
I'm sure you aren't watching yourself on TV.
Well, I gotta see, I don't look right on the computer, but I look right on the TV. So if I'm looking right on the TV, then I'm looking right on the computer. Hold on for a minute here. Let me fix some stuff. You know, I'm a little bit. My CPA said, "Oh, cool, I'm logging in." Let me send him the fucking link. Watch this. So you know I'm coming down to see you. I'm coming down to see you guys while I'm in town working.
Yeah, no. I can't wait. I'm excited for that. I'm especially excited to see Gaston.
Gaston, huh? Gaston, what a little boy.
Yeah, I want to see what he looks like next to his brother Zeus.
Yep. I wish StreamYard would let us go live on TikTok as well. You know what I'm saying? Because the problem is TikTok has their own live platform, stream platform. So let's be honest.
I guess you can't have it all.
Yeah, you can. Fuck that. Why not, right?
Why not? But I am excited to see Gaston. You know, Zeus has made a lot of progress. Zeus has been staying with me for the last few weeks. So I'm excited to see what he looks like compared to his brother.
You know what's interesting though is that, and we're waiting for some more people to log in. You know what's interesting is that when I first brought Gaston out next to his brother, Zeus was like, right when you brought the rag out for the first time, I was like,
Zeus was looking like, what is this?
What is this? What am I supposed to do? So now what Gaston does now, when we doing prey drive work, he likes to hop on his hind legs jumping up.
Yes.
You know,
Zeus does the exact same thing.
Titus did the same thing too. I'm used to dogs just digging in, right? They're like,
yeah, he's hopping up like a Malinois.
Yeah. And he's active too. Zeus is a little active child.
Yeah, he is. He's very active. I'm like, man, they got a little Spitfire here. This is nice.
And then he's only what? He's 9 months and
9
days.
months.
Yeah, 9 months. So he's going through the ugly duckling stage right now.
No, there's nothing ugly about that dog.
Do you guys get a lot of people like, oh my God, beautiful dog? Yeah.
Yeah. And they can't believe how old he is. Everyone, every time they see him, they're like, oh my God, he's gorgeous. Oh my God. And I'm like, oh yeah, he's a puppy. And they're like, that's a puppy?
That's the puppy, yeah.
The puppy. Can I pet that dog?
No, you ain't petting this fucking dog. I know what you mean though. Hey guys, I want to say thanks for tuning in at this last moment. I would have considered this rising guard, but I was like, I don't want to wait 2 months to put this out. I don't want to wait 2 weeks to put this out. I don't want to wait a week to put it. We didn't talk about it now because this is the holidays. You guys are already drinking your cerveza, your Coronas. You're already driving. If you're not DWI, if you're not DUI, you're driving DWI. You already starting the weekend, dude. I went to my son's. They had Daddy Donut Day today, and this is a Catholic school, so they're always having a fundraiser for everything.
Right.
Fundraiser for a T-shirt, fundraiser for this, fundraiser popcorn, world's finest chocolate, whatever. And we in this room where it's Daddy Donuts Day, and they passing around this. They said, "Do you want some? Do you want some?" And I don't drink alcohol, so they pass around this cup, and it looks like tomato juice. but it has these salted rims around it, right? I was like, what is that? They said it's tomato juice and beer mixed together, something crazy.
Michelada
Yes, that's what it is. Um, and I was like, I don't even people are getting toasted at
at the
10
Catholic
o'clock in
school.
the morning
At the Catholic school.
at a Catholic school. And they had the audacity. This is let us pray. Oh, are you kidding me? But you know
They
what?
said, "Look, it's 5 o'clock somewhere."
Yeah. So no, it was so guys, I want to say thanks for coming on again. I got AP on here, Angela from Zenith K9. Listen, you guys, let me tell you something about this spot and this young lady right here. She's got your spot here in LA will be creme de la creme.
Yeah.
But it's creme de la creme in Vegas. But out here, nobody's touching what you have to offer. I think you told me at your facility. First of all, you got indoor training, which you can do.
Yes.
All right. You have a potty area outside, which is turf.
Yes.
You have grooming, which
Yeah.
includes spa day. You have a timeout room for those troubled children.
It's just a solo playroom,
Yeah.
so that way, those troubled children can still have playtime without necessarily getting in trouble.
You got indoor boarding as far as individual boarding areas.
Yes.
You sell dog food, dog treats, dog supplies. You have digital signage inside. You have a full staff. And name all of the training that you do outside of the boarding and the grooming and the anal gland stuff. Name
Oh
is
no, not the anal gland stuff. We do a full range of boarding, not boarding, training. So we have our most popular is day train, where someone drops off their dog during the day, like they would for daycare, right? And while they're here, they're training. We're just constantly rotating training with all of our trainers. And then at the end of the day, you pick your dog up. And then on top of that, we have private sessions where someone meets with me one on one, and we meet once, twice a week for an hour. And it depends on their schedule. We have group classes. I have my bike night, which focuses on PSA training as well as personal protection training. I have a raise and train, which I have my dog Beast here, which is a Rottweiler that I'm training for a client. Essentially, a raise and train is a dog that we take from whatever age. We raise them and train them to essentially be the dog that they want. And then I'm creating a new program, which is a puppy protection foundation, which is I keep your puppy for, or even an older dog for like 12 weeks and start putting in that real foundation.
but the foundation you put on is curtailed around what they want, what they're hoping that dog to be. Can you? So, let's say somebody has a cocker spaniel,
Right.
and they just want a great pet that's been socialized. What kind of training is that you would be doing the foundation training for this 12-week course versus if somebody like me, if I say, here's my puppy, here's my 4-month-old puppy, I need foundation work because I want him to be a personal protection dog.
Right. So those would be two completely different
Right.
programs. So if I have somebody who has a cocker spaniel and they just want a fantastic pet, I don't need to keep them anywhere near 12 weeks. And honestly, they can get a lot of the same results with day train as they could like a board and train. The only difference is that with the board and train, I'm doing a lot of the exposure, a lot of the socialization, taking them out places and getting them involved with the community. So that way obedience isn't just obedience here at Zenith K9, obedience is everywhere. And
Right.
usually a program like that, if we're doing a board and train, is 2 or 3 weeks long. For someone like you who wants intensive training and you don't want just the basic come, sit, stay place, that is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm building. So we would keep for 12 weeks. We're going to do the foundation. Like
Okay.
you said, socialization isn't, I want my dog friendly to everyone. I want my dog able to go places and essentially just be neutral.
Mm-hmm.
Because you shouldn't have a personal protection dog or a sports dog that goes out and sees everyone and everything as a threat. So we do that. We do all the socialization. We do the stability of the dog, introduce them to uneven obstacles and surfaces and A-frames and all types of things that the dog has never seen before to get them comfortable being uncomfortable.
So let me ask you this. Um, with that training, does that involve taking the dog to, okay, so let's say I'm an actor. I need executive training. What does that involve? And does that include you needing to take the dog on an airplane ride as part of the experience and exposure? Like, what if somebody wants to do executive training? What is involved with that?
So, for example, Beast is one of my dogs that I have here for executive training. He'll be an executive personal protection dog. I
Beast
take
is
him
the Roddy, right?
everywhere. The Roddy.
Right.
So I take him everywhere. I take him with me to private sessions that I might have at someone's house. If their dog isn't dog reactive, I have them sitting out their own place just hanging out. It looks like everyday life with the dog. So if I happen to go somewhere and I feel like I can take him with me, we'll hop on a plane together. Because in reality, if I am training a dog that needs to be at an executive level, I'm taking that dog every single place that I can, and I'm exposing him to things that I wouldn't even normally think about.
Yeah, he has to be exposed to the things that are not scheduled.
Exactly.
I got to go to Trader Joe's. Now, Trader Joe's, you can get a lot of food at Trader Joe's. Don't get it fucked up. People think Trader Joe's is expensive. It ain't that expensive. Era One is expensive, but listen. But say, you know what? Gosh, I need some eggs. I got to go to the grocery store and get some eggs and all this other stuff. I don't want no Instacart service. Dog should better go with you to the grocery store at any given moment. Dog should better go to the mall. Damn near the dog should be almost like a service dog,
Exactly.
but be able to be a service dog for different services.
Yes, the dog should be comfortable on slippery floors. The dog should be comfortable with an echo that's inside of the mall. Things that we don't think about as people because it's everyday life for us. For a dog, is completely out of the ordinary. And I do a lot of the same things with the service dogs that we train. So what I expose a service dog to is essentially the same thing that I expose executive protection dogs to, especially at puppies. Puppyhood is the most crucial time to expose a dog. I don't care what you do after puppyhood, but while that dog is a puppy, 8 weeks on up, he should see everything he possibly can to make him more comfortable, more reliant, more resilient.
What do you think about? I've seen shout out to K9 Matt out in Dirty Jersey. He said one of the things he said that was important to him, well, two things he said is important to him. He said character is number one important to him, right? And then he also said he want to see how the dog reacts whilst riding in the car. Is he going to get seasick? Is he, that kind of stuff. Expound on why he is saying that and why that is important.
It's because you want the dog to overcome, right? So, for example, my Malinois Havoc, he had the worst car sickness ever. I would take him down the street, and by the time I hit the corner, he'd already throw up in the car. But is that going to make the dog or is it going to break the dog? Is the dog going to come out and have such a bad experience that he can no longer perform? Or is the dog going to come out the car and be like, all right, well, I was sick, but I'm still ready to work? And that's why it's so crucial to expose dogs to different things like that. So essentially what he's saying is, it doesn't matter if the dog is sick in the car. It doesn't matter if the dog is nervous of the car. It matters of how the dog overcomes that. Is he still willing to work? Is he still willing to put in the time? Is he still willing to come out to play? Is he still going to play with the tug, with the ball, take treats? Or is he going to completely shut down because he's nervous?
Yeah. I always tell people I'm not a trainer. I don't go out there and say that I am one. I give all trainers respect, 110%. Have I competed on the field? Yes. Have I been a part of clubs? Yes. Am I a part of clubs? Yes. But I'm always learning something new, right?
Good.
So for me, I used to think that a puppy's prey drive and stability was important, but now I say yes, character's number one. The recovery of something new is number two, and if he has prey drive, it don't have to be ultra high, but if he has prey drive, we can build on that.
We can always build on prey drive.
Yes. So my question is to you is, from 1 to 5, what are the most important things about a puppy? And I preface that by saying, if somebody wants an executive level dog and all you're doing is training on their compound, how is that counterproductive?
Ooh. So if we're just keeping training in one spot, the dog is comfortable here, right? So say you're coming to me and we're only training at Zenith K9. We're only doing protection work at Zenith K9. We're only doing drive building at Zenith K9.
It's much nicer there.
It is very nice. And I have air conditioning, so that does help. But I think LaRon posted a video today that is the perfect example.
Oh my God. Did you see that one?
The perfect example of what a potential executive protection.
Watch this.
Yes.
I'm going to show it because I think it's just it's funny how that is coming full circle to what we talked about just over 2 days ago.
Yes.
Right? It nailed it. And for the layman, somebody who is not in the dog arena would not understand. But when Angela breaks it down, guys, if you guys want an executive level trained dog or a personal protection dog or a deterrent dog.
And all three of those are different things.
Yes. That's
that
why
can be achieved, but they're all different things.
Right. You must have this experience on a continuous basis as well. Let me do this. Watch this. This is why I love StreamYard. We can cue this shit up. But I want you to explain why when I cue it up. Let me get it here. I want people to see this. So I want to cue it up. So go ahead and tell us what we're about to watch.
Oh, you're about to watch the master doing his thing. Perfection. But over that, moreover, we're going to watch a puppy, a very young puppy, have her first experience with a potential home invasion. And then you see the puppy fail just a little bit, but we're not focusing on how the puppy failed and kind of popped off the bite when the bottle was presented. We're watching how the puppy is going to overcome that and re-engage. In addition to that, we're going to watch LaRon build up the bark, build up the prey, build up just a slight bit of defense in the dog to make the dog know that's the name. So the dog is overcoming the slippery floor. The dog is overcoming this noise. The dog is overcoming a bottle she's probably never seen. And all of this is mastery of dog training. This is these are goals. This is for anyone who wants a personal protection dog, a deterrent, or an executive level dog. This is key foundational work.
This video, shout out to Chris and his woman. This video right here has got to be one of LaRon's best video for 2026.
It's already his best video.
Yeah, and it says so much without saying too much. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It exemplifies what a dog trainer wants to see from a puppy.
Let's proceed.
One of the key things with personal protection starts at home. First line of defense is you want to defend your home. Start teaching the puppy about running across slippery floors, the different sounds in the house. What happens if the intruder jumps on the couch or if the intruder goes up the stairs? So we start this now. This will be part of our foundation.
Now you notice, let me show you guys something. Let me how do we rewind this? Now, in the beginning, what they didn't see, Angela, is that initially the dog was uneasy of the slippery
Yes.
floor. And then, of course, Daddy was behind him. Daddy was right there with him in the fight. And Daddy said, you know what? You can overcome this. So watch this.
Exactly.
Now he's doing all of these sounds that would be normal for shit just breaking and a fight is happening, and she's still staying on the course.
Yes.
Good job, Scar. Let's go, Scar. Get it. Good girl.
And like you said, this right here, you said it best too. You know, I'll be quoting you Yogi Berra motherfuckers on this shit. He was like, when I was talking about protection sports, because we got to talk about that video too, where the 4 guys beat up on the one dog allegedly, and what we think is cruel, the dog this is the best time of his life.
Right.
What we think is cruel about boxing, how brutal that sport is. The boxer loves that sport.
You have to love what you're doing to stay committed. You have to.
Loves it. And I think for you to have listen, there's no perfect dog.
No.
But I think for you to have a well-rounded dog to say, you know, I'm confident in this dog. I'm confident if he experienced something out of norm, the rebound is just as good as the experience. You know, like, oh, and you knew it was going to happen, but he didn't know. And he was like, oh, okay, it's normal. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
What do you think are the issues? Here's my issue with people in dog training. People out there who want their dogs trained, who pay for an animal, they want to spend the least amount of money because they feel like whatever I spend on this dog, what I purchase for him, the cost of training should not exceed that. They can't fathom spending 15, 20 grand on a dog they bought it for 3,000.
And you know, in some instances, it's right. So if you have that Cocker Spaniel and you spent $3,000 on a Cocker Spaniel from a good breeder, and you're just wanting a nice pet, you're just wanting a dog that can not bite your grandchildren or resource guard and things like that, and that you can take essentially anywhere, they're absolutely correct. You're probably not going to spend as much as the dog cost you in training. But if you want specialized training, if you want something that's within a niche of training, then it can unfortunately become something that is very culturalized, right? So we're talking about if I want a dog that, like my service dogs, we're easily spending $60,000 to $70,000 on a service dog. For a deterrent dog, we're easily spending around $10,000 for a dog that just barks at the end of the leash. And then for somebody who's doing competition level stuff, especially once we get to the higher end competition dogs, they're spending thousands of dollars in club fees. They're spending thousands of dollars in memberships for whatever sport they're in. And then they're spending thousands of dollars participating in the sport. So it's not necessarily a cheap venture.
You know, it's not, but hey, I could say this, you know, like we humans, is that the one you picked up yesterday? The number 2 with the extra froth?
No, these are for my friends in the same plaza. This is 0 degrees. I had to get my mango green tea.
Okay. No, it's no different. Listen, having an animal is a luxury. It's not a requirement.
Yeah, absolutely. It is absolutely a luxury.
Yeah.
And my thought process has always been this. I had bullies back in the day. I never taught my bullies a thing
Mm-hmm.
because that's not what I got them for. But my Malinois, I expect my Malinois to go through hell and back because it's just different. It's a different type of dog. And the type of dog that you purchase for yourself, you have to have a goal for it. Like when I had bullies, I'm like, okay, well, what do I want this dog for? Well, I just like the look of the dog. So we're just going to hang out. And if the dog walks nicely on a leash, then that's all he does. But I don't expect the same thing from my Mal.
Mm-mm. You don't get a Mal to be a pal.
No. I mean, and honestly, Zeus that I have here, you don't get a dog like him with his amount of potential and expect him to lay on a couch. That's not going to happen.
And you know what the crazy part about it? I told the owner, I said, hey, this is, I breed for a purpose. I breed for a certain genotype. And he finally said, I'm ready. And I think that we've exceeded their expectations.
Oh yeah. I mean, Zeus has exceeded my expectations.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the nicer Doberman. I get quite a few Doberman in here, but he's by far the nicest Doberman that comes in. By far. And when I tell you that dog has drive, very, very similar to a Malinois, sometimes I have to do a double take. I'm like, are you a Doberman? Or are you thinking that you're a Malinois right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a fun dog. He's a very, very fun dog.
And he's being raised by good owners that, like, you could tell they're taking good care of him.
Oh, they
Shout
love
out to
him.
my man Flex. Talk about bite night.
Bite night, fight night. That's what we call it. Bite night, fight night.
What is this more of to release the adrenaline and the buildup and the frustration of the dog not being able to do anything the whole week? And so
I
this
still
is
do bite stuff a week.
Huh?
Yeah, so the dogs that stay with me, like Zeus and Beast, they still do bite work throughout the week. This is more so for guys who don't want to do board and train protection work, or they want to be more involved hands-on with the protection work. And it's also for people who want to compete, and we do PSA. So we have a handful of people who come in and they're doing personal protection work, like my guy Thomas Hill. And then we have other people like Michelle and her husband Day who are coming in very specifically to compete for PSA.
Wow. When do you guys do the OB routines and get down in? Because I mean, I want to do PSA, but I want to start.
You need to come on over to the dark side.
With the PDC, I'm gonna tap out there. You know, I don't know, man. Like the PSA PDC, man, it's on leash, man. So if my boy get out during the carjacking scenario, I think we good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think you're good. But gotta remember that half of the PSA 1 is also on leash.
Yeah, that's something to cheat about. I mean, sorry, that's something to think about. What do you think, in getting back to that, because I did ask you one question you haven't answered. I'm going to ask it again. Between 1 and 5, remember? What is
I remember. Between 1 and 5. Go ahead and repeat the question, please.
What are between 1 and 5? 5 being the highest, most important one. What is most important for you in a dog that you're buying or selling for personal protection? As a puppy, what is the number 1, number 2, number 3, down to 5 important things that if the stars are going to align, these things have to be there first?
So I'd start with the right genotype, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're not going out, getting a dog from a shelter and crossing our fingers and hoping that this works. We want a dog that's already genetically predisposed to succeed, because the failure rate in dogs, just like humans, you can breed the perfect match and one of the puppies can come out and be like better suited for a pet home. So that's first thing I'm gonna look for is the correct genotype. Second thing I'm gonna do is test the puppies. Typically, if I'm involved before we even pick out the puppies, I want to test litter, see who has not necessarily the most prey drive, but like you said, the best recovery. I'm looking for how the dog recovers, under stress. I'm a new person. How does the dog greet me? The third thing that I'm going to look for is how social the dog is. Is the dog standoffish? Does the dog cower when I raise my hand up like that? I don't necessarily need a dog for someone who's going into protection work that cowers at fast movements.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look for a dog that is the most environmentally sound.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm going to expose the dog to more later, I want a dog that's already genetically stable enough to walk over a tarp that's just laying on the ground. Or I want a dog to be able to go over a wobble board and feel that uneven surface and be like, oh, yeah, that's fun. And the most important thing for me is a puppy that wants to engage with me. I want engagement that's kind of preloaded. So that way I have a nice little foundation to kind of expound on. All right. So I want a dog that's already kind of looking at me, engaging with me, and he's trying to work with me already.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to build on that.
Those are the important things, definitely. But then how important is it for the owners to be on the same page when they're seeking that kind of service or expecting that kind of outcome from their dog?
Humans. Right. We're humans, right? Humans by nature are fickle creatures. So it's okay for a person to change their mind.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely okay. What's not okay is for a person to not want to be involved in any step of the training. Because even if I do a board and train, I can't have a person just disappear on me. So it's okay for me to pick this puppy that's already got the genetic foundations. And we start training and then they're like, you know what? I've changed my mind. This isn't necessarily what I want to do. Because like I said, we sometimes bite off more than we can chew. And we have this idea of a dog that we want in our heads. And it's okay to later change your mind and say, this is more than what I thought. Now there's two caveats to that, right? Hopefully we don't have a dog that's so I need to work that we need to switch dogs. Hopefully we have a dog that's we can kind of taper down and kind of pull back, and that's honestly what I'm really liking about these dopies is that I can pull Zeus out and he's like, all right, let's work. And I'm like, no, we're not working today. We're just going to sit down. And he's like, all right, cool. I'll lay down and chew on something. Whereas like in comparison to the Mals and Dutchies that I've always had, they're like, what do you mean we're not going to work?
They start spinning around and
the circle.
All that whining and shit, that bark whine. Like,
the circles.
Man. Yeah.
Here, 1 second.
Yeah, you must have you do this right here.
And no clap lights, no clap lights. I'll be right back.
All right. Genetics is the key. Shout out to Brad Hogan.
All right, I'm at the facility right now. The lights are all on timers.
Oh yeah, you got to move and get turned back on when you move. Motion.
Yeah, they're usually motion censored, but my sensor's way over there in the corner. So
let me ask you this: what is for a client that wants the moon, but they don't want to pay for the stars? Well, scratch that. How important is it, and how often does a dog has to be trained if they want that personal protection dog all the way up to almost executive, like how often should training be for a puppy if they want the ultimate leveled trained dog for personal protection? Is it once a week for an hour? Is it 4 days a week? Is it board and train? What is the amount of time a dog should be trained on a daily, monthly, weekly basis? I don't know. You tell me.
So training is subjective. Normally when I have a client that wants a high level personal protection dog, I keep the dog for a period of time. But essentially we can get away with a lot throughout private sessions. So with private sessions, and if I'm going to do private sessions, which I rarely do private sessions for personal protection dogs, we're looking at least 3 times a week. And realistically, if I have the dog personally and I'm training that dog to the executive level, training is every day, but in a different context, right? So I'm taking the dog with me everywhere.
Mhm.
If I'm going to Home Depot or Lowe's or Bass Pro Shop, I'm taking that puppy with me. If I'm at my facility, the puppy's coming, we're laying all types of stuff down on the floor and we're exposing that puppy to everything. I'm going to the gun range because I have a CCW, puppy's coming with me. Just everywhere. Every opportunity that I get to train, that puppy needs to come with me. Is there something about the color blue that drives the dog crazy? Blue happens to be one of the only colors that a dog can see. Blue, greens, yellows. So that's probably why they're reacting to blue. That's why my facility is mostly blue.
This shout out to, I'm on Instagram. Shout out to there's a Bart Omeo. She says, Angela, I admire your training experience. Thanks for the positive comments. Thank you. I'm looking at the comments here on Instagram. So I told LaRon today, I said, puppy training, when you want the ultimate protection training, ultimate obedience training, it's almost like I had to go to summer school for a class in high school. I don't know what it was I failed, maybe algebra or something. I don't know. You take that class for what? 4 months during school? 4 months?
Yes.
5 months. January, March, April, May. 5 months. Take that class along with other classes. Right? And you spend what, 59 minutes in that class?
Yep.
Right? 59 minutes. But it takes 5 months to complete that class. You follow me?
Following you.
Now, when I go to summer school to take that same class, that class is only, 45 days?
Yep.
Because we're doing it 8 hours a day. So for me, I think the best form of training, if you want the ultimate training for a dog, the complete package, and you're just a busy person, I think the board and train is more suited because you achieve so much more in such a short period of time.
Yes, in a much shorter period of time.
Right. And the other aspect of it is that when you're doing training, say they don't want to do the board and train. When they're doing the training, it's best that the person that owns the dog is actually training with you too.
Absolutely.
A lot of people think that when they do a board and train, they come back home, bring the dog home, they're giving them this right here. You know what is this? A
Little
remote?
remote control. Look at that. And then
Bark
click
on
and,
command.
all right, sit.
Down.
There's a button. And that's not how it happens.
Down. Leave it. Oh, okay. It's not working.
And
This dog did not
works.
go into a sit when I said sit.
No,
Why?
no. I'll tell you right now. So I have Zeus with me for some personal protection work and some obedience. When he goes home in a few weeks, we're not meeting here at the shop. I'm going to Flex's house. And we're going to spend a couple of hours going over everything that we've taught him. And not only that, but there's an off switch. And how to use that off switch Most people don't know. And with that off switch also comes an on switch. How do we turn it on and how do we turn it off? Those are key things. But also understanding the dog, understanding the behavior, and making them overstand how to communicate properly. And so that way I'm not taking them home and they're like, all right, sit, 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 sit. Okay, come. How does it work giving commands to a dog in a foreign language? Dogs don't understand language. So I can say 1, 2, and 3 and have that come sitting down. And as long as we link the word to the behavior, the dog just understands it. So it doesn't matter what language we choose to train a dog in. What matters is that we're consistent with the word.
I think you can talk Chinese to the dog and he'll understand, okay, that means sit.
Yep.
I remember Smokey came out to my house. And this is Zeus's daddy, okay? Titus. I remember we did a video in the park. You know, it was I'm trying to be a decoy that day.
Yep,
you know?
I remember that one.
So the video I didn't post is Smokey came to my house. He came in the backyard, and Titus and my Roddy, when they're behind their kennel. Have you been to our crib?
Not yet.
Okay, Titus, when they have the kennel, when he's behind the kennel, this is really his domicile. He's like, I'm the castle of this fucking runner. This runner. I got the video. And Smokey, listen, a lot of trainers out there, LA and everywhere else, they measure the toughness and the intent of a dog based on what their dogs are.
Yep.
That's their standard. So anything below that, he's all right. He's all right. Right?
Yep.
Smokey bring his ass back there. He had a little friend with him. And he just thought that he was going to tell him. He stood up there, and my boy wanted to go through the fence. So one thing about Titus, Sykes did a hell of a job putting that civil foundation on him. And he has forward aggression all day long. And Smokey came in my backyard with his hands in his pocket, and my boy was going off with him because they already know that nobody goes in the backyard except me, Stephanie, and William. That is it. And Smokey come there walking up and down the runner, and my boy just and Smokey was like, Smokey was like, no, down. My boy's like, motherfucker, I don't understand that down shit. I said, Smokey, you think he's gonna listen to you? And so I just kept telling my boy, good boy. All that
because he's doing exactly what he should.
Down. No, bro, that didn't work.
Nope.
And from that point, I realized, okay, my boy is clear in the head that he knows when to click in and when to click it off based on someone's actions. And like Oscar say, the tonality of the
tonality of the dog.
Yeah. Shout out to Reeves Letter for the $5 donation.
Nice.
Hold on. I got to get into it. Hold on. Shout out. Hold on. Let's do this again. Shout out to Reeves LTR for the $5 donation. Shout out. Thanks. Angela, what's your favorite thing about a good Rottweiler? Thanks, Gerald, for the live.
Personally, I love a nice Rottie. When you get a nice Rottie, they are some of the most intense dogs that you will ever work. And when I tell you I've had Rotties bite and break bite sleeves, I've absolutely had Rotties break some of my bite sleeves. That's probably some of my favorite things about a Rottie is that if you get a nice, serious one, they're naturally protective anyway.
Yeah.
But when you get them toned in and dialed in, I don't think there's any other dog out there that I probably wouldn't want to go up against a fully trained, actual executive level personal protection Rottie.
You know, listen, much as I love Dobermans and that is my dog of choice, I am not a fool to believe that the Rottweiler cannot cause more damage. I've always said this. The Rottweiler to me is the Rolls Royces of dogs. You get a good one, whatever he
There's
bites,
nothing like it.
when he bites, he destroys. He's got the size,
They've got the power.
yes. They got the looks.
Oh, they're
And
great looking dogs.
yes,
Personally, I love the way Roddies look.
yeah. And have you worked my Roddy Brutus?
Nope.
Oh my God. He does what he's supposed to do. Listen, when you said it best. Most good, well-bred Roddies, instinctively they're protective, especially at home.
Oh yeah.
My boy Brutus was firing up on people at 5 months of age.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the exact same way that Beast was when I got him. I had to tone him down a little bit from now.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, hold on. Because he was ready.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I like most about a nice Roddy is that once you get them toned, they're down for whatever, whenever.
Yeah. That is the huge difference between Rotties and Dobies now that's being bred. Like Rotties that are being bred, still majority of the Rotties out there in North America still have that ability to click in at home without any training, without any flanking.
Yes.
The problem with the Dobies now is that they look intimidating, but they're not clicking.
They've been watered down.
They're not clicking shit. Like they're not clicking on the lights. They're not clapping. They're not clapping teeth. You know, Laddie with the white Dobie had the dog named Flash. And he would be like,
yeah, I remember Flash. Yep.
Right. They're not doing that. So for me, what sets me apart from a lot of different Dobie breeders is that I'm steadily trying to keep that genotype in the line.
And that is so important.
Yeah.
You have a dog that's specifically bred for personal protection work, but then you come around and something happens and the dog is tucking tail and running behind you. To me, that's not acceptable.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the hardest thing about the Doberman is that you get so many so watered down. It's really hard to see.
You see that video? First of all, I forgot to tell you, congratulations about the female the female Dobie that's coming in. We're changing the game.
I'm excited.
Yeah, that's 1 out of the 2 that's coming in. That's a little secret. Anyway, what I was finna say before that?
I don't even
know. What did I say?
I don't know.
But back to the script.
This is scriptless. There's no script.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of breeders out there who don't test their dogs. You know,
yes.
you know me for years. If a dog didn't work, he don't eat in my house no more. He got to go, right? But we need to make sure that we are transparent and not kennel blind to our own self, but also keep the strongest. What the breeders over there in Europe are doing, they're keeping the strongest ones. They're not sending them motherfuckers over here.
No.
You may think you're getting the strongest one.
It's never going to be the strongest one.
No.
It's never going to be the best dog because why would I remove the best dog from my program to give to your program?
And the other part is too now, and I think I created a hack. I interviewed a guy, Noah, from Puppy Voyage.
I watched it.
And he said he does stuff. He does, first of all, he does the nanny, whatever, the nanny, whatever. He delivers puppies and dogs in person. He said that he would, if I buy a dog overseas, which I'm gonna buy another dog overseas, don't know exactly when, but when I do, he said he will fly over there and bring the dog back. So now I don't get surprised, like, hey, this ain't the same dog.
Right.
He's over there. And the cool thing about him is that he only charges for one way on the ticket. He don't charge you round trip.
That's nice. Because honestly, if it were me, I'd probably charge you round trip.
Yeah.
Especially for you. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that for me. Yeah, because I'm supposed to be paid. I ain't paid. What do you want? I was getting to this. This is the point I wanted to make. People now are trying to get the intangible, which is dog training, for the cheapest price. But when that dog gets out of that backyard and costs you $200,000 lawsuit, it ain't so cheap.
Right.
Why do you think people are trying to do shortcuts on the training?
Because that's society. Society is quick, easy, and fast. YouTube and Instagram and TikTok have made a lot of viral dog trainers who don't know much about dog training. And people feel like they can be educated on something that they don't have any real experience in by watching a video. And unfortunately, that's just the society that we live in. And without doing the research on anything, people feel like they're the experts. Instead of letting experts just be experts. And we go off of who's got the largest following on Instagram, who's got the largest following on TikTok. And we say these people are the authorities in dog training. But then you say, okay, well, let me see your resume. What have you accomplished? What have you done in the dog world? They haven't accomplished anything but having 3,000 followers on Instagram. And that's the dangerous world that we live in, that people emulate what they see. And they feel like now they have the knowledge. And so we see a lot more dog trainers going through dog training YouTube University and coming up with bad habits, especially in personal protection training, putting a lot of defense into a dog and creating liabilities of dogs, as opposed to educating themselves and finding an actual protection trainer who has done something in either the law enforcement world, the personal protection world, or the sports world. And that's where we stand in society.
What's crazy is that the scenario you just gave about they watch something on YouTube and now they consider experts, it's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. You learn one thing about that whole aspect and now you consider yourself an expert at it. Right?
Yeah.
And people say, hey man, when they call me about puppies, I give them a price. And listen, our price for puppies are nothing compared to these other clowns that haven't even tested the parents' temperament.
Haven't even tested the parents' hips. How about that?
Hips or temperament, both. BOOF, both.
Both of them.
Both of them, yeah. I said, hey man, I'm gonna give you 3 choices out of the 3. I'm gonna give you 3 scenarios. Out of the 3, you get to pick 2. I said, do you want something? I said, you can only get 2 out of the 3. Fast, good, or cheap. He said, well, I want something fast and good. Well, it ain't going to be cheap. Well, I want to be something cheap and fast. Well, it ain't going to be good. I want something fast and good. It ain't going to be cheap. And I still have a quick temper. I have a quick temper for bullshit. When people tell me that, and I average price for a dog is between $3,700 and $4,200. Always full AKC registration. And I have a problem. People say, oh man, I'm looking for something a lot cheaper, man. I said, what you talking about? Oh man, I could do like $1,500, $2,000. I'm done with this. I'm done with this. It's like, I tell them all the time, this is what I tell them. This is what you should tell them too, Angela. If you can find something same quality as mine, toe for toe, I will discount my price half of theirs and beat them. I don't get no return call. I don't get a return call because here's the deal. It's like, I think I've proven myself in this particular breed long enough. Like, yo, ain't nobody gonna say I toasted him over no little ass money. Nobody gonna say I sold him a sick ass dog. Nobody gonna say I didn't give them no papers. And I think your reputation is supposed to precede you. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And we are going to control the Doberman market west of the Mississippi.
Well, I plan on having health tested, temperament tested,
Battle
all of
tested.
the tested, battle tested. Because I mean, just because I'm switching to Doberman does not mean that my standards have lowered. She's still got to work.
As I said
She's
before,
still
people,
got to work.
as I said before, most dog trainers, their bar of a good dog is based on the exceptional dogs they had or have.
Absolutely.
Like for me, like my two best dogs that I had first has been the Red Boy Alonzo. Alonzo was an IPO 1A and a brevet. Brody, who was an IPO 2, could have had a 3, but during the 3, you running more blinds, you more room to fuck up.
Yeah.
And those dogs not only proved themselves on the field, but they also was able to prove themselves off the field as a personal protection dog. And they recreated themselves genetically.
Yes. And that's important. If a stud recreates himself, that is the most important quality of a stud.
That's going to be a reel. I want to do that. Hey, listen. I want to say thanks for coming on.
It's always a pleasure.
Thanks for all of the Instagram people. I'm sorry we can't see the chats over here, but they watching.
I appreciate you guys.
No problem. Listen, I'm going to come out there. I come out there Wednesday. Okay, so
okay.
I want to get something dialed in Wednesday or Thursday. Oh, bite night. Oh, shit.
Bite night's Friday.
I thought it was Wednesday.
No, it's Friday. It's Friday night bite night.
Friday. I'm still going to come there Wednesday.
I mean, we can still bite on Wednesdays, just because.
I'm bringing Gaston.
Bring him. I'm excited. We're gonna do a side by side of him and Zeus.
I'm gonna bring that video out. I'm gonna do the split
when
video
they were puppies.
When it was puppies, and then when they were like now they're adolescent babies now.
Yes.
Right. So, hey, as always, I want to appreciate you for coming on to the show. No,
I always appreciate
you guys.
It's always a fun time.
Yeah, you can follow Angela on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. All you got to do is type in at Zenith K9. If you can't find her on one platform to another, go into the Instagram page, go to her bio. I'm sure she has a link tree.
I do have a link tree.
You have a link tree. Oh. As always, people, stay resilient, but be what?
No, I don't know it.
Responsible.